Hi, it's Julie. Welcome to my channel. I am scrapping happy. I have something to show you. I'm really excited about this. It is my design team project for February. Whoops. For Sophia at Dust Fairies, and I will link her. She's Dust Fairies on Facebook, and she is in India and has the most amazing fabrics and trims in her shop. And she sent this. I did a video when I got it, and I will link that. It's just showing you all of the things in the package she sent me. And I'm telling you, I've never spent this much time making a journal, and I've never made one this big, and I've never made one with so much stuff, so much goodies. I just could not stop. I'd think, okay, that's good, and then I'd look, and there would be more fabulous trims and fabric that I had to use it. I had to. And I don't even know how to show this to you because it is so huge. And let me get my ruler. It is 4 inches thick when it's squeezed shut with a tie. So it's huge. But the cool thing, and this is Ode to April at PinkOddBird. She recently did a Dos-A-Dos journal, and I'd never seen anything like it, and I had a fit. And she didn't show us how she did it or anything, but it caused me to then Google up, not really Google, go into YouTube and look for Dos-A-Dos journals. And so I'll probably never do it again, because let me just tell you, this was a beating. I mean, it was because it's so fat. If you didn't make it so fat, it wouldn't have been so hard. Or if I didn't make it so fat. Because when I untie this, you're going to see what I mean. But let me show you the side. This is one signature here. And this is another signature. But to get to it, you go this way. So it's kind of like a Z. This is the front signature, and this is the back. And this is a story. This is a story about a lady named Camille. And Camille was a young lady. She was born in the circus, or born by a lady in the circus. So she made the costumes. She had learned to sew. She made costumes for her people. She was also a fortune teller in the circus. But she always had a dream of having a home and being a mom and a wife, and having roots, or a place to stay. And so they were coming through town, and she met a man, and he needed help at home. His wife had died, and they had 3 young children. And so she went to his house during the day, because the circus was at night, and she helped him with the children while he was trying to figure out what to do, and how, and he was working, and he was doing all the stuff. And at the end of the couple weeks that they were in that town, Camille ran away from the circus to join a home instead of the other way around. So she stayed with him, and they got married, and they had more children of their own, and she raised his children like they were her own. In fact, before long, she couldn't remember which ones she had actually birthed and which ones she hadn't, because she loved them so much. And this was in like 1920. Fast forward, and they lived in Dover in Great Britain. which is on the very, very edge of London, just across the water from France. And they lived there and raised their family. Years later, when the great-grandchildren were cleaning out the house and that the grandparents had lived in forever, and one of the great-granddaughters found this in the attic. And so the grandma, Camille, had changed her name and started going by Lily instead of Camille because she thought it was less circusy. And she didn't want the people to know, because back in the day there was not a lot of respect. And she told everybody that she was Italian instead of, a true life, real life gypsy, because that had more respect, and she just wanted to be a normal person. So, fast forward to the great-grandchildren, and they're suddenly very confused because was Grandma Camille or was Grandma Lily? Was Grandma a fortune teller? Or was Grandma a teacher? They just couldn't figure it all out. So the first part of the junk journal is she's still in the circus, and the second part is after she got out of the circus and was what's the word? Becoming, that's not the word, but becoming a housewife and a mom and a regular person as opposed to a traveling circus person. So, saying all of that, let's go look. She always loved peacocks and butterflies. So you'll see, she was an artist, and she did some sketches of things that she had seen. There's just some little things she tucked away and kept for herself. Now, her husband, of course, knew exactly who she was, but the children didn't, and the neighbors didn't. It says, I'm in love with cities I've never been to and people I've never met. And here's where they were curious, or why they were curious, if she was a fortune teller. And then just some journal space. And there's some pictures in here, places she's been. And the reason she has photographs and or things is she would cut up the posters, that they put around town. And so she had some really cool things in her book. This is from my friend Lisa. I will link her channel. I love it. It's made with, spackling on a card. And then she sprinkled in glitter or whatever. Isn't that gorgeous? I thought that was very appropriate for her to have something glitzy and glamorous. Oh, good grief. I can't get that off. And that's a lady's face. journaling card. These are things that she dreamt of having. A car, 1913 Cameron car. She wanted to just be a mom. She wanted to sew, and which she did sew in the circus. She did get to have that dream. And then she wanted a flower garden. And these, when she left the circus, she just grabbed her bag and ran away. And in it were some scraps and some fabrics of costumes she was making for her co-workers at the circus. So she had made some little things to put in her book, but later they just became very special to her, of course. And I forget what this is called, but, oh, I backed it. She backed it. It might be slow stitching, and I don't even know if you can see the stitches. But she, would spend her time when she wasn't working on costumes and stuff, just filling this up and doing creative things. And I will link I think I used two different kits in here, and I will link them. And this was part of her yearnings to be, a housewife and have a family. Oops. And these are pictures of her friends. And this is actually her when she was little. Aren't they beautiful? There's lots of beads and dangles throughout, tons of trim. This is actually, see if I can find it real quick, the wrong side of this fabric. It's so shiny. I'm trying to get it where, okay, this is the wrong side of it, because I thought I couldn't decide which was prettier, and it's also up here on the front. Under the picture. I just loved both sides of it so much, and so I have it both ways. And this was actually her. And just some more little journaling cards that she had made with pieces of scraps. Alright, now we're going to flip over to the other side. And this is a pocket of a snippet roll. And the, well, I'll tell you later, but I don't want to spend too much time. But The base of this is a big wide piece of lace trim off of a slip. Does anybody remember slips? We cleaned out my mom's house last month, her small apartment, to move her into an assisted living, and she had slips in her drawer, and so of course I snagged a couple of them and came home and cut them up. We won't tell her that, but anyway, it was the perfect size, and it's gorgeous because, you know, the stuff hangs out both sides. And these are trims from the set of the pack of things that Sophia sent me. These little pieces. Okay. This was actually a purse. One of those, what you call it? It had a really long string strap. You know, you just kind of crossbody type of thing. But I cut it apart because it was too thick. But I just thought it would go so great in here. And then here's a little journal card with that, whatever paper that's called. And a bunch of dangles on this side too. And here's the appropriate side of that fabric and some trim. A little journaling thing. Oh, I forgot to put something there. A little tuck spot right there. So she's still got circus stuff going on. But as you'll see, she's trying to change her focus and change her aesthetic, if you will, to be more mainstream, I guess. So here is a little book she put together with just scraps of paper, and she put, you know, she always wanted a garden and cool plants and have a home where she could have plants sitting around and water them. So she had a little book that she put some plants in that she wanted. Grow a Happy Life. And one of the things she had always wanted was a flower garden. So she got a hold of this book and set out to study this and learn about how to plant them and how to grow them. Certain flowers that she really wanted. And she particularly liked the forget-me-nots because she didn't want to forget her family and friends that she had left behind. Or who had left her behind, I guess, really. These were some of the family she married into. Big old journaling card. And the back is wallpaper. And then in here is her in-laws. And look at this. This is so pretty. I love that. Can you tell what it is? It's a man and a woman holding hands. And I'm guessing, with all the gorgeousness, it's a wedding ceremony of some kind. And this is one of my wordy birds I got from Laura at the Papered Soul. And the wing moves. Life is a celebration of the soul. Let me see. There we go. Ah, forgot something else. A little bitty tuck spot. And this is her when she got married. Right. Isn't she beautiful? And this is the man she married. And apparently, that was their cat. Piece of wallpaper. And in here is, now this was about 20 years before she moved there, but this is Dover, and these are the cliffs of Dover. There's one there, and there's one on this side that is not in the picture, but she just fell in love with the place and the man and his children, and she stayed. This is well, where to go? Hold on. Oh, I did draw a circle around it. Right in there is where Dover is. And here's Paris, and there's London, and there's water right in there. So that's where they lived. And then she had a goal. One day, she wanted to go to America. Now, we'll have to find out. To wait and see if she gets to. I'm thinking the mister loved her so much that anything she wanted to do was fine with him. So we'll see. And then a piece of his patched up work shirt. She made a little envelope. And here's a little journal. And here's what she had dreamed of. I mean, she did laundry in the circus, but she had always dreamed of it being her family's, her children and her husband's laundry. So, you know, she was very excited when she actually had a home. Belly band with a piece of wallpaper. Tim Holtz wallpaper. And here she was later in life. And she'd learned, of course, to sew when she was a child. And then later she learned how to, you know, embroidery and knit and all the things. All the things. So she made beautiful textiles. A little envelope with some note paper in it. Wallpaper pocket and just some copy dyed paper. And that is it. There's, did I show you the tassel? I can't remember. It's got a bunch of the scraps of the fabrics. Oh, let's see how we can get you to see that better. Let's see. Is that better? It's got a bunch of the scraps. It's got a ton of, it's got some boho beads and a bunch of just little dangly things, some cool buttons. This thing here. I mean, isn't that great? That came in the package of stuff Sophia sent. Isn't that gorgeous? And it seemed like there was something else. I got boho bead crazy the other night, and I probably made, I don't even know how many, and a bunch of dangles and things. I had so much fun. I didn't usually sit down and do stuff like that. And then this little tassel on the other side is just as is. It came this way and it was just so pretty. I don't know what it's for. I mean, what type of garment it would go on if it was real. But I just thought it was beautiful. And the color is gorgeous. Okay, I think that is it. I just wanted to show that to you. It will be in my shop. Well, that's the plan. more I think about it, the more I'm gonna miss her. But anyway, we'll see if she makes it to America one day. I hope that y'all enjoyed this, and I hope that y'all are staying safe and taking care of yourselves. Talk to you soon.